To me, it looks a little bit more like Shaq and Kobe in this way. James plays like James plays. He is a really good one-on-one basketball player. Joel Embiid is probably the best player we have in the game today. He's like a smaller Shaq. I'm gonna help you get started, and then when you go out, when you get tired, I can get my points. That was the talk me and Kobe had helped me get going first, and then in the third and fourth quarter, you take over. But James has to help the big guy. He just can't come down shooting threes while Joel Embiid doesn't get the ball. During that game against Minnesota, he gets the ball and says it loud and clear. The Harden time has officially started for the 76ers. And if his first few games show us what this team can do, then the rest of the team should be a little bit worried. Okay? They should be scared with Joel Embiid already playing like the best player. This team didn't even need the 10-time All-Star to be fighting for a top spot in the East, but they got him anyway. And it just made the final part of the regular season into must-watch TV. Today, we're looking at what led up to this moment, what the Sixers team might look like going forward, some things they need to get better at, and whether or not they can really be considered teams that could win it all this year. Today's NBA moves fast. It kind of feels like you need an old video player to see James Harden in a Rockets jersey. Yet somehow, he was just traded last season. But this trade has been planned for a long time now. It started a few years back when Houston traded for Russell Westbrook. The boss then, Daryl Morey, was not a fan of the trade. Yet owner Tillman Fertitta really wanted it. We all know how that worked out. Things got worse when it came time to hire a new coach after Mike D'Antoni left in 2020. Apparently, Fertitta let the Rockets' top choice, Tyronn Lue, go to the Clippers because he didn't want to pay him what LA had offered him. This was likely the last straw for Morey. He quit Houston that October to spend more time with his family. Turns out Joel Embiid is his son because not even a month later, he signed on as the boss of the Sixers and immediately started looking to bring in Harden. With Houston deciding to rebuild, they traded Westbrook and started looking at trades for their former best player. The best offer they got was from Morey and the Sixers, which included Ben Simmons, Machi Stieber, and draft picks. Apparently. The trade was such a sure thing that Ben's agent told him about the deal and told him to pack his bags. That's when Rockets owner Tillman Fertitta came in and stopped the deal, supposedly because Philly wouldn't include Tyrese Maxey. But it was probably, well, definitely more about Fertitta feeling angry that Morey left him. Harden eventually found his way over to Brooklyn, but it seems like he always wanted to be playing in Philly. He came into his first full season with the Nets looking like he definitely was skipping workout days. He took it easy through most of the year and literally just stopped playing basketball mid-game against Sacramento, and then left saying his hamstring hurt. It's honestly pretty embarrassing that he handled things like this, but hey, he got what he wanted. In the end, the Nets gave up and traded him to Philly, which worked wonders on his hamstring. And now we're here. But before we get into what the Harden Sixers are going to look like, we need to look at what Philly's been up to through the Embiid years. The process has been a very mixed bag, and it'll probably be several years before anyone can really call it a success or a failure. But one thing is for sure, the fact that Philly got Joel Embiid is a very, very good thing. Because Joel Embiid is very, very good at basketball. He's gotten better every single year he's been in the league, and he has a very strong chance to win the Best Player award this year. If he does, he'll be the first Sixer to win it since Allen Iverson back in 2001. But Embiid's job hasn't always been easy in Philly. In fact, he's had to work extremely hard to put up the incredible numbers he's had throughout his time as a Sixer, and that's due in big part to not having a good point guard and floor spacing. Simmons is a great passer, don't get me wrong, but as someone who can shoot from far away, he may be among one of the worst in the entire league. To show you how this affects Joel's game, take a look at how little Ben's defender cares about leaving him open far from the basket. That's an easy double team on Embiid. Here, Joel is trying to make something happen with 3 defenders flying at him as Ben sits near the basket. That's not a point guard. Even a pure shooting guard like JJ Redick seemed to do a better job of making life easier for Joel with the pick and roll. And that's the thing, life for Joel could have been much easier over the years if he was given more space and given the mismatches that the pick and roll provides. His hard-earned post moves have been the main part of the Sixers offense for years now, and he still makes magic happen even if he has to work really hard to do it. But it wears on him, which leads to late game tiredness or worse, injury. Maxey moving to the point guard spot this year has allowed for more normal offense, which has led to some easier buckets and probably helped Embiid's best player campaign. But Harden's arrival takes things to a whole other level, and it's easy to imagine that Joel is really excited about it. And so is Daryl Morey. The Sixers boss has been Harden's biggest fan for many years now. And that's because he's the perfect Morey ball player. If you don't already know, Morey ball is the nickname for Morey's number-based approach to basketball, which values threes, layups, and free throws above all else. Sound like anyone you know? Some argue that this basketball way results in too many boring 101 plays, but you can't deny that it's had a lot of success when the Rockets had the right players, and they might have won a championship if it wasn't for one CP3 injury and the most stacked team ever put together. Harden and the Morey ball system helped the careers of many former Rockets. There is a big reason that Clint Capella was leading the league in shooting percentage in 2017. James Harden was able to get him a ton of wide open dunks, which is a really good shot in every basketball way. He didn't just help out the big man though. Both Eric Gordon and Ryan Anderson had the best shooting percentages of their career playing with Harden. It looks like simple basketball, and that's because it is. But the main reason why these buckets come so easy is because of the attention and vision of James Harden. So now that Morey finally has his point guard back, does that mean the sky is the limit for the Sixers? Well, so far, they answered that question with a big fat yes. Get this, in his first 2 games, Harden is averaging 28 points, 14 assists, and 9 rebounds with 2.5 steals while shooting 58% from the field and 57% from 3. In just his second game, he made history by becoming the first Sixer ever to have a 25-point, 10 assist, and 5 steal game. These are video game numbers. He's not out of shape. He's not injured. He's not unhappy with his situation. And so far, there haven't been very many of these. Yeah, he dribbled and then shoots a step back 3. Back on the road in January. Gives it up to Capella for the dunk. Now, Harden probably won't keep up this level of play, but there are at least 3 things that you can bet on him bringing every time he plays. Number 1 is floor spacing. Harden can pretty much do anything on offense at any given time. So he'll be demanding a ton of attention from one or more defenders no matter where he is on the floor. A teammate like that is something Joel Embiid has never enjoyed. Look at the difference in the Sixers' half-court offense when Ben Simmons was at the point. LeBron leaves him wide open. The disrespect is crazy. The Sixers had to work extra hard to get open because Ben's lack of shooting and floor spacing. Now with Harden, players like Tyrese Maxey are doing great. In his last 3 games, Maxey is averaging 25 points on 64% from the field and 64% from 3. Granted, Tyrese has proven himself to be a really bright young talent, but he's getting easier looks, playing worse defenders, and is able to play more freely. Just check out what former teammate Chandler Parsons had to say about Harden. He made the game so easy. That was my best year. I averaged like 17, 18 points because he would just put the defender to sleep. Kick it to me, and I would either catch and shoot, playing with James. He made it so easy where, it turned out to not be that easy when I left James. He's the best player I've ever played with. Number 2 is scoring. Harden has 3 scoring titles to his name, and that's because he can do whatever he wants on the basketball court. He's one of the best finishers alive, goes behind the back, gets to the rim, and he can do it through contact. Second quarter, this dude, are you kidding me? His floater package is deadly. Harden into the lane. He's got one of the best step backs in the game. You're going to see it here. He comes, he go, and he still gets it up. He also can draw fouls better than just about anyone else. You get the point. This level of scoring variety is something not even Embiid can provide for the Sixers. Number 3 is his passing. Harden's scoring ability, he can make it easy to forget that he's also one of the best passers in the league. He led the league in assists in 2017 with 11.2 per game, and he's been averaging better than 9 ever since. Ben Simmons has never averaged 9 assists in his career. Harden can find the open teammate in any situation, whether it's on a fast break, Edwards back taps it, right?